Good evening, fellow zone chairman. Yes, it's fellow zone chairman. This is past District Governor Mike Smith. Tonight's instructor-led webinar is being recorded. We may have a few others join us along the way. That'll be fine. As of right now, it's just me, myself, and I. But there was a lot of folks that could not make it this evening, but you will be able to listen to the recorded session. Tonight's session is facilitating cross-level communication. That's a mouthful. And it deals with the communication arm that you as a zone chair have to present. Not only are you communicating with the district's communicating with you to your zone with a lot of information via this training. And then we expect you to turn around and pass it on to each of the clubs underneath you. And vice versa. If there's a problem in one of the clubs, you need to bring it back up to the district. If you can't resolve it at your level, then we'll bring in the experts to help the club from the district level. So it's a back and forth type of communication. At the end of the session tonight, you will be looking at the following session objectives. Describe the importance of cross-level communication for club and district success. Welcome, Carol. We're just getting started. Carol, you can turn on your mic, or if you're on the telephone, let me know that too through the chat, if you would, please. These are the session objectives for tonight. Describe the importance of cross-level communication for club and district success. Identify methods for facilitating communication. Identify challenges in facilitating communication and developing individual cross-level communication plans. There's ways to doing that. Let's get into it. There are different methods. Let's look at the methods. You can be using the telephone to call club officers when you need to. Every one of them should have a telephone number. If there's anything like you see in the directory and you're missing an information, we need to get this information from all club officers. They need to have a telephone number. You need to be able to get their email. Encourage all the club officers to have at least an online email for this year while they're in their job as president or vice president or secretary treasurer. You can use snail mail. We're probably going to have to. We have several presidents that don't have computers. We have club officers that don't have anything or don't intend to have anything. So we need to be able to come up with some mail information, come up with write something on Word letterhead to these folks. You get a lot of information from the cabinet meetings. We're going to introduce tonight the My Lion, which will also be part of the upcoming midwinter cabinet meeting. So I will be introducing it to you. Your zone meetings are a perfect example of what to bring down from the district and get information to the clubs, and vice versa for the clubs to send information back up through you to the district. Your club visits are important. The last time we talked about being a club consultant. The only way that's going to be effective and be success, you're going to have to visit the clubs. I know of one zone, I believe that is Lee Aprosino, is talking about doing his own newsletter. So there is, let's think about that. I know that is an added burden because it ends up probably on you to do all of the newsletter, but it may be an effective way of getting information out to your clubs. The district newsletter. District newsletter has a lot of good information, and you are the first to be revealed to. I did reveal it to the governor last week. The Newswire, as it originally was, is broke. So we are using the website information to distribute the district newsletter, the subscription process. I'm uploading it for individual members of the district that have emails. They will be receiving all district Newswire items, including the newsletter. And then by filing your reports go not only to district, but they also go to Lions Clubs International. Let's talk about beyond email, using technology to communicate. As you can see, webinars is one of those that we're using at the district level to not only have training, but you will be available to you to even conduct zone meetings in the future. I am doing the initial zone meeting for Zone 4A in February online as a webinar format to see if I get more folks to participate. Club websites, the eClubhouse, that is one more area that you can make sure the clubs all have a club website, eClub, and so forth. We do have an eDistrict website. However, that has been, we're only using it to store files, and it's no longer the main website for our district. Our main website is www.lionsdistrict2s3.com. Social media. The district has a Facebook page. There's no, if you have people that want to do it, there's no reason why the zone cannot have its own Facebook page. I would, if you do that, I want to like that page and make sure on the district that we have those hooked to our district Facebook pages. Blogs. I love blogging, but it is part of what I do for my real estate business. I do not currently have a Lions blog, but if you're into blogging, that's one way you can do it on a daily, weekly basis. Communicate with those that have signed up to receive your blog. Once again, webinars. This GoToMeeting webinar is being recorded, and it will be available to all zone chairs. The ones that have attended can listen to the parts that they missed since they came in late, or just want to take part in it again and keep it handy as a reference tool for the future. What other technology is coming along? There is so much coming down the pike, and with Lions Clubs International. I spent the weekend in training, and we are going to touch tonight on My Lion application for your smartphone. And once we finish this part of the initial part of our communication. So stay tuned tonight. We will go through My Lion as well. The method that you choose must meet the needs of your audience. Who are you trying to contact? Who are you trying to bring in? Cross-level communication for the club and district success is that it is a two-way street, which we have seen initially with our initial slide. It is important that it is two-way communication, and it's not only down from the district, but up from the club. The club to you and you to the district, and vice versa. Identify methods for facilitating communication. There were a lot of methods you could use: telephone, email, webinars, so forth. What the challenges is to facilitating communication is that not everyone in your zone, as far as club officers are concerned, have all of those information. They don't all have telephones. They don't all have emails listed. So it's important, if they're club officers, to build our communication to really go forth with what the governor is trying to do. The district governor, John Pruitt, is trying to do is to infinitely and effectively this year raise the bar as far as communications are concerned. So take that back to the clubs. Look at the reports that you receive. If you're not receiving the club history report on a monthly basis, let me know. As I get it, I will send it to you. Health report, and there's a lot of good information on there. It's a good tool for you to find out who's lacking and where they're lacking. You'll find a lot of some of the clubs that haven't been reporting also don't have a lot of emails for their officers, so their officers are not clued in. So that's the challenge, is opening those lines of communication with those folks and developing a cross-level communication plan for your zone. You need to be able to know, okay, I'm going to take the health report and kind of fix this here, and here, and try to increase that cross-level communication between you as a zone chair and the clubs that you come under you. So it's very important that you communicate to the clubs, and that you become a facilitator, take the communication and facilitate that communication up and down the line. I'm going to kind of open it up. Let me, there's 3 of you in here on there now. I'm going to open all the communications if you want to communicate. For those of you that are here today, I only got 2 of you. Let me know what you think about communication and what you've found so far, and that's been good or been challenging for you. And Gail, though your mic's open, you can talk. Line Carol, I don't have a mic for you, but if you would either want to chat or put in your chat if you got any questions or any response to my question. We got a quiet group tonight. I'm going to go on. Just a moment.
Try click.
There you go.
Mike?
Yes.
Okay. The little mute thing was on. I didn't see it. I do have a problem getting in touch with the Burn It Club.
Okay.
I have no address. The phone number is the wrong phone number. No email. Nobody returns calls on any of the other officers. You said to send a letter. I would love to. I don't have an address.
Have you got in touch with Janet Bohannon?
No.
Okay, Janet Bohannon, the secretary, she's pretty much the person that for communication with that club.
Okay, I have sent email after email after email. I've called, I've left messages. I never get a call back. I mean, I had my first zone meeting and never had any kind of communication with them at all. The only people that even came was Local Vista. I'm hoping the next meeting, since it's in Logo Vista and it's closer to them than where the first one was, maybe I can get more people there. But we're not going to meet until after the first of the year.
Right. Also,
So,
you need to put in a club visit to that one as well.
how can I? I don't know where they meet. I don't know how to get in touch with them to let them know I'm coming. I don't.
Actually, we revised the directory out there on the website tonight. So
Oh, okay.
there's a new directory out there. If you can't find where they're meeting, it should be on there. Also, you may call Larry Nicholson. He is the guiding lion. He's the only guiding lion left for him. And so he can give you information too, hopefully.
Okay. Okay.
So there's ways you can do that, but to plan your visit, sometimes you're going to have to visit. I made some visits unannounced because I found more about the club, what was happening on a regular basis when it's unannounced. So.
Okay, but I don't know where they meet. I don't know what time they meet. I know they cancel their meetings at the last minute on occasion.
Yeah, that's the bad part. Stick with Larry right now as your communication. If you can't get a hold of the officers, maybe he can give you some better numbers to contact or something right now. But he, as a guiding lion, he still has to the end of this year as guiding lion, so he needs to step up and help you out.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'm leaving the country in a week, so I'll be gone for basically the rest of November and part of December. So
just contact Larry by email and have him get you some basic information, and then go from there. That's one of the clubs that the governor is going to be working with, trying to get it on track again.
Okay, I'm going to send Larry an email right now while we're talking so I don't forget. Okay. I just put it up so I would remember to send it.
Good. Lion
Not
Gale?
that I'll forget, but you know.
Lion Gale, you have anything?
No, I was having a problem with my computer, so I'm kind of trying to catch up here.
Okay.
I couldn't get in right away.
I figured there was a few of you that weren't going to get in, and now I have a caller on the telephone. I don't know. It's open. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Are you the caller 01 or who's that?
I don't know. I mean, I did call, yes.
Okay.
So it might be me.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
It only says 3, so right now I'm going to mute that one. Basically, since you guys had a hard trouble getting in, this is recorded, and I'm going to send you the whole recorded. I started off with no one in the session, so you'll be able to hear it from the beginning.
Well, I was only like 2 minutes into it when I was at least hearing it, so.
That's good. Let's go on. Let me pull up this other one, and I need to. I want to talk to you about MyLion function. The MyLion app is now available on your smartphones. How many of you have smartphones?
I do,
Okay.
and I have the MyLion app.
Okay. This is going to be the most organizing tool available to all Lions and non-Lions available as well. That may want to join your group for some, you create a group on it. You can create a group, come on, where we go here.
Yeah, I have it. I just went through it real quick.
Line Gale, you have it too? Okay. It has a control panel where you can, well, that's for the webinar. I don't know why they put that in there. We're going to kind of introduce MyLion tonight. I'm going to give you information. This was given to me over the weekend as part of the MyGLT training. I will be doing the MyLion breakout session at the midwinter. So you can tell your clubs that this will be one of the breakout sessions at the midwinter. And they should come and hear about MyLion and its use in the future. It's never been easy to connect and serve, which we already know. We've already talked about that tonight. What I'd like you to do when you introduce this to your clubs, somebody had a ringing phone. Let me block everyone out again. Just a second. It's going to be a revolutionary new experience. We already know we can't communicate with a lot of them with emails, but if they have this app, we'll be able to do chats online with our officers in the zones and follow the clubs in the zones, follow their activity. And by the way, this will enhance the secretary's ability in the future. That you won't be able to, you won't need those paper sign-up sheets for fundraising events or even service events. They can sign up here on MyLion. Here's a few of the features of MyLion. You, once you enter the system, you can create an activity for folks to join, whether they're Lions or not, because you can sign into this app as a guest, a non-Lion, and if they're interested in that, this may be a good tool to bring them in to membership in your club. You go ahead and create your new activity. You select a template as your starting point. You've got a template for fundraisers, you got a template for service activities, and then you have a template for other activities. Choose one of the templates And then you provide some basic information about the activity itself. Then you're going to add others to your activity. So you take your members, put your committee in, your committee members, any co-organizer. Just add folks that are part of your committee. Once you got people added to the team, you can also promote it by putting all this information out there so everyone knows who's involved in the project. You can connect with any Lions Club worldwide through this app. And that's what's so exciting about it. And I've already been in it, and I'm following several Lions clubs. I would be following all the clubs in your zone. Make sure you're following them and see how they're using that app. When you introduce this as a tool to your clubs at one of your zone meetings, I think you'll find many more activities coming up through this. But right now, you can see what's happening across the world in any of the clubs out there. You can also follow specific users, and you will be able to use the chat function to connect locally too. So you can connect with local folks, the local clubs, non-Lions and Lions both, about the project. You can share a photo or a video or other functions. You can find service activities by type, filters, users, clubs. It's going to be distance from your club, distance, what's going on in your local. If you got more than one Lions Club in a community, you see what all the other Lions Clubs are doing once they get to using this app. Right now in our district, we have all our clubs are in, but not all Lions are on here. So if you decide to do this, I'm actually going to send you this presentation for you to use in your zone meetings, in your next zone meetings, so we can get people going on this. More users we have in it, the better the better tool it's going to be for us. You can read user reviews. You can also follow a club, follow an activity, or follow up a fellow Lion. It's easy for you to join a project. If they have an activity out there, you're going to see the little going with a check mark by it. If you put that there, you automatically are registered for that event with the organizers, and they'll receive a list of the people that are coming or going. And that way you'll have a list of people going and participating in the event. So you can get event specific. For example, uh, White Cane Day. You're going to be having people go to White Cane, stand in front of Walmart for White Cane Day. You can have them going in there to the project, and then you can solicit times for those that are going. So it's a good app for communication going forward. Once you're participating in it, you as a participant can share the information on the activity. It doesn't necessarily have to be the secretary of the club, because my Lion currently is not hooked up to my LCI at this moment. Um, there is talk about it in the future once more activities are on here, and they'll find a way to upload that into your activity report. But any Lion, any participant can review the event and put pictures and have everything up there for you. You can share your feedback on it, so everyone involved knows what happened as a feedback. You can rate it, and that way you can track the popularity of certain events that the club's doing by the feedback you receive as far as rating the experience. The more people give you a 5-star or 4-star rating, you know those are the activities you need to keep. If you're not getting the feedback is 1-star, 2-star, you may want to rethink that activity. It is a way of being social and staying connected. Each MyLion user has their own profile page. I would recommend that you put your favorite picture there, do whatever, and be part of it. Follow, like, share, so others are doing that with your profile, and you can look up different profiles. Each club supposedly has a profile, so you need to go look at your club profile initially and see how you can enhance that club profile in the MyLion app. So you can invite others to see what you're doing. It's a good picture is to have some kind of service activity that you're working on. Your club profile will always have a place where you're operating, including where you meet and how often you meet. You can earn badges with the MyLion program. The badges are helpful to get recognized for meeting service challenges, especially the upcoming service challenges of diabetes and pediatric cancer. You can get the service one, you can do travel, you can be volunteer. You can use the MyLion app while your members are traveling. They can find nearest club if they want to go visit another club. So there's a lot of good information on this MyLion app, and then this is the future of Lions, where every Lion will be in this system eventually, they hope. Now, I also have the guideline for registering, which I will also be sending out after tonight for you to use in this presentation with all of your club officers. If they come to your zone meeting, get them to register that night. Since both of you are registered, we're not going to do that tonight, but we'd like you to go ahead and register for My Lion. If for those that are not in attendance tonight, that way you're ready to present My Lion to your clubs at your next zone meeting. To download and register is very easy. You click New button, enter your member ID, provide email or cell phone, and create a password. Click the link on the confirmation email, enter the code, and send to your phone, and you're done. So that's one of the nice things about this one. The registration process is very, very easy. As I told you, non-members or guests, it has members and guests is what the new registration page looks like. You may want to get a download. Some of you may be able to get the member numbers for the officers in your zone for your next zone meeting and have them available so everyone can register as a member. Verification equals privacy. There is this system. You're not on until you've gone through this double security system. If the ID is already registered, then it's going to tell you you got to log in. So you just log in. Non-member, they just have to have an email address, a phone number, and their full name, and then they put their own password in. And they will also be asked for their zip code, which will put them, your club, if it's close within the zip code, will pop up. And so this is a good way to invite non-members for future activities. And if they join you, ask them to join your club. Here are the reasons I am excited about My Lion, and all of them apply. My Lion makes coordinating and managing a service project easier than ever. No more phone trees, no more paper attendee lists, no more lost email invites. Think about how great it would be for Lions to share the ideas from halfway across the world. I think that's where we can chat with other Lions in other countries, as well as across this country. It's exciting to have that opportunity. It can also connect to your Facebook page. So if you're on Facebook, you can have My Lion tap into your Facebook and tell them exactly what you're doing with Lions. one way where you can maybe invite others to join the club from there. Anyone that can discover service projects happening near them, where they are traveling to, or based on their shared interest. So if you're on vacation, want to do a service project with a local Lions Club, have at it. If you go into My Line, you'll be able to locate that. And it's a better way to share your Lionism with the global community, earning a badge and promoting prominently in My Lion for meeting certain goals. So you'll show up more. The more badges you have, the more you'll show up in searches. Lions and Leos will feel safe and secure. We, as you know, have a problem with Leos communicating with regular email. I know here in New Braunfels, we've developed a separate school communication system for our Leos. This is in hopes that My Lion will eventually be the tool where we can communicate, and it's a safe communication and secure communication between Lions and Leos. And these can be set up with the individual Leos. What can be seen and what cannot be seen, who can communicate with you, and so forth. So you can see this will be a secure system. They haven't given me the questions, guys. But it is time to get your clubs ready for this. And so this is a definite topic. Like I said, if you don't feel comfortable going through this on your own as part of your zone, I would like you to do it as a information for your zone presentation. I'm going to present it at the midwinter as a breakout session. I will also, for those of you who came in late, you didn't hear that I will be running a webinar for Zone 4A, GoToMeeting webinar in February to use this system as a way of communicating, and I will be communicating My Lion at that time. Basically, you're seeing this presentation, and I will be tweaking it between now and then, but you have seen most of it today. So it's time to get your clubs ready. Don't worry about the convention stuff here. The biggest thing we need is they have to update my LCI. Emails, cell phones, we already know that's a problem with our clubs. If you have a problem with trying to get this together, they want their member IDs. You can email it, you can text it, you can print it out. If you need printouts for your clubs and you cannot see the information, you should be able, as zone chair, pull up the club and see their member number. You may be able to do a report if you got the reporting function as a zone and do a roster with that information, their club, their member number on it. Have that available when you present My Lion, so that they can register on the spot. And let's get folks registered for this. Let's make it part of what we're all about here in District 2S3 for the future. I will be sending you this information, or you can download it from www.mylion.com. I will be sending you the Quick Start Guide, which is now available. I will have this PowerPoint presentation also sent to you, and we should go from there. The promotional video is currently on the first page of Lions Clubs International. So if they want to see a video about it, you can direct them to the first page of the Lions Clubs International. It's right there on the first page. So we're still in phase 1, which is the launch plans. It's very difficult phase because not everybody, they weren't swift with getting all the information out. Only a few people knew that this was coming. The attendees at the convention in Chicago did get this information. That's where it was launched, and from this time forward, it is just our job to promote it and get people to working it. It can only be as effective as what we put into it and how we use it. It is available in the United States, Canada, currently in Brazil, Australia, New Zealand, and India. So that kind of shows you where we're at internationally. So you can pretty much get Canadian and United States if you want to talk to the Aussies or the Kiwis, from New Zealand or from India. You will be able to use the tools and get support directly on your phone. There's more items to come, and as they come, we will present them. After July, it was July 2nd that the actual link was active. So I'm going to kind of open it up again for any questions on this presentation, and see what you want to talk about.
Well, I don't see this working very well if we've got people who won't even do email, but I understand the other clubs are doing better with this. I think we had David, our president, the Lake Travis Lions, showed us all how to get on and how to use it. We haven't yet, but we at least know how to.
Yes.
So I don't know how much good that does, but at least we know how to use it and get on it and set it up, which we've done. Several people in the club.
Yeah, this is going to, I see this as a committee on, if you got your IT committee or social media committee, actually it's going to be your...
We only have like 25 members. We don't have an IT committee or anything like that. But that's part of the problem is we're all a little bit old school because we're not all real young. You and I have to stay up with technology because of our business, but for the most part, most of my people in my club are not real good at it.
Yeah, that's the.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm still here. Let me mute this one. Okay. Okay. Um, it's a this all of this information. This is the new century. It's not going to come overnight. This is what we discussed. What we discussed on Saturday was that it's going to take 3 to 4 years of prodding, getting folks to be part of, even going forward with these new positions. I'm working with the first vice presidents of the clubs. They are the leadership committee. They're going to help me implement the leadership committee part of it this year. Then we're going to build each of the different new positions over the next 3 to 4 years. So we're going to phase in the new model club per se. But it's going to take that kind of training to use and be effective as the new model club becomes standard. So that's the big thing now. We're not going to push it. I'm going to use the zone chairs to help me get things started. But it's going to be a long-term project for me as GLT for the district in training and going forward from this point. I'm going to take a little bit at a time, and the smaller clubs will have to deal with it a different way than the larger clubs. But if I can get the larger clubs halfway decently set, then we can work a little stronger on the smaller clubs.
Yeah.
But it's going to take the zone chairs' help in getting this information down to the club level.
Okay.
And that's why all of tonight's session was dealing with communication. That's the biggest part of my job as global leadership team coordinator for the district. I'm the head professor, so to speak. I have the job of training not only the zone chairs, the second vice district governor, first vice presidents, club presidents, on down. I will also be sharing with you in the next few weeks the club ebook. There is a ebook for the following positions. The president and the first vice presidents of the club all have one ebook. It describes the positions and what you have to do and your functions when you're a club president and a club first vice president. It is right now. There's no consequences because we're trying to introduce this concept. We're trying to put in place the tools for the future where there is a team in every club that will help it nurture going forward the idea, are we doing enough service? Are we not, what's our membership? How many members do we need to do this service? All of it's going to be a conglomeration between all these positions. It'll be a team effort, not an individual effort. And that's the biggest why I look to the future. We need leaders that want to be team players, for each of the clubs. And that's what we need to emphasize going forward when we go down to the clubs. We need team players that are willing to work with the team. They're not individuals, and I mean, they are individuals, but they're not totally responsible for the entire project that they're being assigned to. Okay, they have committees. They work a committee under them. Because I can tell you, the first vice president of the clubs, now having the leadership ability, he's in charge of the nominating committee. He's in charge of new member orientation for the club. He's in charge of working with the all the club officers, making sure that they get trained one way or the other, and going forward, they need to encourage continued leadership development. They have to identify their up-and-coming leaders, plus help the other members, the service members, the service chairman, team leader, and the membership chair. They all have to kind of plan this together as a team going forward. So, like I said, it's not a concept that's going to come overnight. We recognize that. At the district level, we're just going to get things started, working that way so we can improve communications, because over the next 3 years, all 3 of the upcoming governors have committed to increasing communication and ability to communicate. Also would like to bring to your attention that I did say this up front, and I don't know if all of you were in when that happened, but the Newswire part of what was happening before no longer exists, is broken. So I have had to come up with a different system. We're working within the website itself. There is a subscription where I can put over 9,000 subscribers into this system. So we're moving towards not only the newsletter going out, all communications from the district will be going out to individuals that have emails in the district. I already have a data download, and we'll be uploading it to the website to send out those communications with. So the next newsletter in November is going out that way, and the midwinter registration is going out that way to individuals. So you may want to alert your club officers that there's a change there, and to be expecting it, and tell their members to be expecting that information coming to them directly if they have an email in the Lions Club's international system. That's key. And that's going to be available probably up here in the next, by the end of the week. So we should be sending that information out. Does anyone else have any questions? Hearing no questions? Questions, concerns? Okay, we have one more session. It'll be coming at the end of November, 27th. Lion Carol, I understand you'll be out of the country, but you will be able to hear the recorded session. And those that weren't here tonight will get the recorded session for this important one. Tonight was all communication and future tools, and hopefully you're excited. I am for the communications that's coming from Lions Clubs International that going forward with our clubs, the changes that are coming down the pike that are going to hopefully make our clubs a little more successful. And that was the key. And be consistent with our service, consistent with our membership outreach, and developing leadership. And so all of that working together hand in hand to make a club successful. So I do want to point out to you, if you need me for make a presentation at any of your zone meetings, we can also do it. If you want to facilitate it as a webinar, I can come to several zone meetings at the same time, especially if you have them on the same time via this format, and so I can. I know Mr. Governor John has said he would go and facilitate one at one of my clubs where the folks don't have the technology, they're not tech savvy enough to have a computer on and show all of this information. So if you need that, we have folks that can help out with that. So let me know. With that,
A lot of us don't have the capability where we meet
yeah.
to do that, other than just have a computer there. So that, would inhibit that.
Well, we got people with projectors that can project it up on a screen, and then if there's a computer there, they can put them, turn it up real loud or whatever, and we can talk about it. So we have the ability. We'll be looking for more others that can do that kind of things for us. We're going to want to do a lot more webinars in the future. And like I said, we're going to probably conduct, I am conducting a webinar for Zone 4A in February. So, and this tool will be available to every one of your zone members going forward after that point. We're experimenting with our first zone meeting, GoToMeeting session. So
Cool. Okay.
there are no other. We'll say goodnight for tonight and close out at this session, and look forward to our next session, November 27th, and that on the last subject, which is action plans, goal setting, and so forth. So we'll do that one at the end of November.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll get that one when I get back.
Okay. Thank you for being here tonight, and have a good evening.
Okay.